Hi guys, and welcome to Norma's Diary, and in today's video we're going to be doing chapter 25 of our 31 Days of Wisdom. So I really hope you're enjoying this journey so far, because I know I am. And yeah, we'll just get into it. These are more Proverbs of Solomon, compiled by the men of Hezekiah, kingdom of Judah. It is the glory of God to conceal a matter. To search out a matter is the glory of the kings. As the heavens are high and the earth is deep, so the hearts of the kings are unsearchable. Remove the dross from the silver, and the silversmith can produce a vessel. Remove wicked officials from the king's presence, and his throne will be established through righteousness. Do not exalt yourself in king's presence, and do not claim a place among his great men. It is better for him to say to you, "Come up here," than for him to humiliate you before the nobles. What you have seen with your eyes does not bring you hastily to court. Do not bring hastily to court, for what will you do in the end if your neighbor puts you to shame? If you take your neighbor to court, do not betray another's confidence, or the one who hears it may shame you and change against you will stand. Like apples of gold in setting of silver, it is a ruling rightly giving. Like an earring of gold or an ornament of fine gold is the rebuke of a wise judge to a listening ear. Like a snow-cooled drink at harvest time is a trustworthy messenger of the one who sent him. He refreshes the spirit of his master like the clouds and wind through the rain, is one who boasts of gifts never given. Through patience a ruler can be persuaded, and a gentle tongue can break a bone. If you find honey, eat just enough. Too much of it and you will vomit. Seldom set foot in their neighbor's house. Too much of you and they will hate you. Like a club or a sword or a sharp arrow is one who gives false testimony against a neighbor. Like a broken tooth or a lame foot is a reliance on the unfaithful in a time of trouble. Like one who takes away a garment on a cold day, or a vinegar poured on a wound, is one who sings songs of heavy heart. If your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat. If he's thirsty, give him water to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head, and the Lord will reward you. Like a north wind that brings unexpected rain is a sly tongue which provokes a horrified look. Better to live in a corner of the roof than share a house with a quarrelsome wife. Like a cold water to a soul, it is good news for a distant land. Like a muddied spring or a polluted well, and a righteous who gives way to the wicked. It is not good to eat too much honey, nor is it honorable to search out matters that are too deep. Like a city whose walls are broken through, it's a person who lacks self-control. Wow, okay. Well then, thank you for that. Self-control. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, Proverbs chapter 25. So what I concluded from the instruction, promise, and life lesson in this chapter is the one instruction that really stood out is, if your enemy is hungry or thirsty, give them food or water. It stood out to me because I know how hard this is. I know some of my enemies, but because I've been reading 31 Days of Wisdom, book of Proverbs, I have found a way to just smile and pretend like everything is fine. Basically, I have just let go of whatever they've done to me and put it on in God's hand, and I don't have time to argue with anyone or fight with anyone. I just need to move on. And yeah, if they had to come to me because they needed something, I would honestly help them just because I've read this. And it says the Lord will reward you for showing kindness to your enemy. So that's the one that stood out, and that's the hardest one that I think is to do for a lot of people. Another instruction is remove evil or rubbish. It says remove the dross from the silver, and the silversmith can produce a vessel. So I said remove evil, or it's actually rubbish. Remove rubbish from the silver, and this from the silver, and the silversmith can produce a ship. A vessel is a ship. So by removing rubbish or removing evil, you can produce something so precious and so beautiful. And it also says here, remove wicked officials from the king's presence, and his thrones will establish through righteousness. Because usually you see other rulers, so to speak, or bosses or whatever, not doing their job very well, but that's because they are surrounded by really wicked people, really evil people who are their friends, gossiping and telling them stuff, feeding them stuff, and they are not doing the greatest job at all. But if you had to remove all of that, maybe they would do a much better job. So yeah, sometimes remove like choose the type of friends that you have around you, because you could be around people that are influencing you or introducing you to other things that will not produce righteousness, that will not help you have a quality life, a good future. Also the things we follow on Instagram, like social media or whatever, the people we watch, they could also influence us to, you know, be in debt and, you know, go crazy and drink a lot or whatever. So yeah, it's just basically choosing choosing what is right for you. And it also have self-control, so that also comes hand in hand with what I was saying. Have self-control, that's just with self-explanatory, you know, because what happens is we surround ourselves with people, get peer pressured, and we have no control, so we end up falling into it and regretting in the long run. And it also came with a life lesson that having self-control can protect you from a lot of things, including yourself. And also be humble is another instruction that stood out in this chapter for me. And another promise is a gentle tongue can break bones. So where that came from was number 15, where it says, through patience a ruler can be persuaded, and a gentle tongue can break bones. So being nice, being humble, being gentle, and speaking softly with someone could honestly make that person do whatever they want to do for you. And let me tell you something. When we went to the embassy to go and sort out Skylar's stuff, they told us it would take up to 5 to 10 business days via email. But when we went there and saw them face to face, and we were so understanding and we were so humble, they saw how desperate we were to sort out Skylar's passports and stuff, that they got it done within a few minutes. Within that day, we got all our documents and we could go. But if we came and we were rude and we were telling them off for making us wait 5 to 10 business days, even though we don't have that much time, it was still not going to help. Nothing was going to happen. So that's just a nice example to just sometimes, you know, a king can be persuaded, a ruler can be persuaded just by being humble, just being soft-spoken, having respect, and treating them, you know, in an honorable way. Yeah, so that is it actually from chapter 25. I did write, if you find honey, just eat enough. Too much of it can be sickening. That came from 16. I don't know how to explain this one, but I do get it. So sometimes too much of something can be sickening. It also says when you visit your neighbor too much, they will hate you. So just having self-control, finding balance in everything, not overdoing anything. Don't be annoying at something. Don't go overboard. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed chapter 25. It taught you a thing or two. I know it did teach me a thing or two. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow on chapter 26. Bye.